I really love what Delphine was saying about starting from where the business owner is. We think that that's such a key to success. We also thought that it was important that we established a framework that we could operate within. And so 7 years ago, we did come up with a definition and a framework that we use to assess the quality of jobs. And so that's our internal jargon. And as Delphine said, it's not the way that we frame our conversations necessarily when we're working with our clients. So this Good Jobs framework we use to assess opportunities during diligence. The outcome of that is our Good Job scorecard. And you'll find some of these tools in the guide that Bryn has kindly given us an overview of. And at the I should also say that a key part of what we do is at every loan closing, we're measuring where is this particular business on our Good Jobs framework. And then annually, we do a formal check-in to understand what progress we're making across the entire portfolio. So we're working at a very, micro level with individual businesses on where we see opportunities and then measuring that at a high level. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the guide because you know what, Bryn, I wish this had been around when I started at CEI and we really bolstered our Good Jobs program 7 years ago. There are a few things that I think are just fantastic, and I'd love to highlight those here. First, even for an organization like ours that has been working with the businesses that we invest in on job quality, this is a fantastic onboarding tool for new employees. It gives them a great overview, and so much of the methodology that you articulated is aligned with what we do. I especially appreciate the realistic point of view because I had to learn that. I didn't quite understand that when I started that not every business would really be a fit for a Good Jobs advising session. And you acknowledge that right out there front very early on about exactly what Delphine was talking about, not using jargon with the clients. And it took me a while to get to that point. So I was so grateful to see how you've taken care and time to build that in. But hands down for me, in the guide, my absolute best feature, I call them conversation starters. So Bryn calls them a question bank. And if you're stuck on how to think about addressing an issue or opening up a conversation, boy, you cannot get better than that section of the guide. And I would be really remiss if I didn't talk about all the fantastic examples that are in there from colleagues all across the country. I was so excited to be able to see those and think about how we can adapt those for our practice in Maine.